So we're joined here by Carlos Lebron, amateur boxer by way of Florida. He's 15 years old on the amateur circuit. He fights in the 108-pound weight division. So we're glad to have you today. Like I said, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you're healthy and safe, and you've already started back in the gym and training?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we start Monday.
Okay.
But I've been still training, running and stuff.
Okay. Very good, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you and your family are safe and healthy during these tough times. Kind of crazy, so.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Carlos, we'll start off, just share where you're from, and then we'll also get to your upbringing. You can talk about your early childhood. You know, you're 15, so you haven't been on the earth that long, but if you want to share with us kind of where you're from and your upbringing.
Well, I was born in New York, in Long Island, but then I moved over here, I was a couple months or a year old, moved to Florida, I think Orlando.
Okay.
And then we were in Orlando for a good 2 years, and then I moved to Clermont.
Okay.
And I've been in Clermont for a long time now.
Awesome. So from New York to Orlando, now to Clermont. If you guys aren't familiar with Clermont, it's probably, within 30 miles of Orlando? Give or take?
30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So just for those tuning in today to know where Clermont is, I've been there. Beautiful. It's quiet. It's out in the country. It's nice. So,
yeah.
So Carlos, as far as your siblings, you have other siblings?
Yeah, I got a brother. I got two brothers. One does boxing also.
Okay.
His name is Josh.
Yeah.
He does boxing, and I have a little brother who we're trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Okay. So you and your brother, I'm sure, how much larger is your brother than you as far as size and weight division and all that? I know he boxes as well.
Well, I used to be a lot smaller than him, but I had a little growth spurt, so now I'm his height.
Oh, okay.
But he weighs 130.
Okay. So you guys, that's a good jump, but not too big.
He fights. He fights around 123, 115 though.
Okay.
Around there, yeah.
And as far as, just for the many people that don't follow the amateur circuit, as far as the weight division, a little different than the pro circuit, like you were telling me.
Yeah.
You're at 108. Is that the lowest? Almost like a straw weight at 105?
The lowest I'm gonna be youth now, so the lowest is 101. But
okay,
they don't get to make the Team USA, so I went up to 108.
Okay, so 108 will put you in the weight division as you pursue an Olympic career.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And then you said your brother is at the 123 or 130, kind of in 125?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Just so a lot of people that don't follow the amateur circuit and follow just pro, it's good to know this stuff. Mm-hmm. So thanks for sharing that. Talk to us, Carlos, how did you get involved with boxing? What was kind of your introduction to the sport?
My mom's friend, I was at her house one day and told my mom about this show because there was another trainer at the first gym. Another trainer there, and he told her about it, and so we went to go watch the first time. The first time, I liked it, but I never thought of boxing. And then I went to go watch again, and the second time it was just I saw my homeboy now. His name is Paco.
Okay.
Lil Pop. I saw him fight, and I was like, "Yo, that man looked like a superstar." So that's what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And so my mom talked to Coach JT, and then started 8 years ago.
Wow.
I was 7.
Okay. So you were 7 years old. The first time you walk into a gym, you see a guy that looks like a superstar. You say, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Talk to us about the first time you put the gloves on and stepped in an actual ring, because obviously just learning the sport, let alone getting into the ring, and we'll talk more about you transitioning to your amateur career, but just your first experience getting in the ring with the gloves on. Talk to us about that. Do you recall that as well?
Well, I remember sparring in the gym. I used to spar bigger kids because there's nobody my size. I was small. I was really small, 50, 55 pounds.
Wow.
So I was sparring them, and they would obviously go light on me because I was way smaller than them. And then I was just I don't know, every time I got hit, I wanted to hit them back.
So
then we went to another gym. What you said?
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, so you basically were getting hit, and you said, you know what? I got to defend myself. I'm not going to get my butt kicked. It made you a little tougher.
Yeah. And then I went to another gym to spar, and I finally got a spar kid my size and just destroyed him.
Okay. So Would you say, were you nervous? Were you excited? You said you responded fairly quickly then, it sounds like, after getting hit a few times.
Yeah, I mean, me and my brother always used to fight.
Okay. So your big brother kind of beat up on you and you said, you know what, I can handle this. And I got a guy my size now. I'm going to destroy him. I like that. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So in that first gym that you went to, what gym was this? And kind of tell me your interaction with people there.
I believe it was Kissimmee Boxing Gym, and they're still open.
Okay.
I believe it was them. Yeah, I think it was them. They hosted like a sparring session, and I think I did like 3-4 rounds, something. It wasn't crazy.
Okay.
But it was fun.
And they're bigger guys, like you said. I mean, you're getting in the ring. Yeah. You're weighing 55 pounds. They might have been double your weight, let alone maybe triple.
Yeah, probably like 85 pounds, 75.
Wow. Now, your brother, he was there with you, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And he was boxing before you?
We boxed at the same time.
Okay. So you guys both started at the same time. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Give a shout out to your brother whenever you want to. Give your brother a shout out. I'm sure he's watching. So as far as your transition from learning the sport, like you said, you're always against bigger guys, being a smaller person at the time. Talk to us about the idea of pursuing an amateur career. How did that come about?
Well, I mean, once you start like training and stuff, and then you see people fight, it's like, I want to do that. I want to fight, but you don't know how to. And then JT just, I had to wait till I was 8 because you have to wait till you're 8 to fight. So I had to wait like a whole year or something.
Okay.
So then when I got my first fight, it took me a while because I was light, like 60 pounds. So it took me like a good 2 months to try to find one fight.
Okay.
Yeah. My first fight, I went this big behind Chelsea. I think it's right there. Heavy. It's like big. I knocked the kid down twice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was loud.
So, and what was that at? So that was your first amateur experience?
Yeah.
Competing in the ring?
Dade City. It was in Dade City.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
And you, so essentially you had to get to a certain weight just to even compete at the amateur level.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. That's very cool, man. So that experience, what kind of nerves and what kind of energy did you feel from that? Is something that you wanted to pursue, or you kind of like, wait a minute, I don't know about this. Did you have any doubts, or, I mean?
I mean, I don't think there was any doubts. I mean, it's fighting. I like to fight.
Okay.
I wanted to punch people, and it was fun.
Okay. So you took it.
Yeah, take it like a champ.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. You know, it's funny. A lot of people, and whether it's in their day job or whether they're a fighter, those first few fights, man, they might throw up. They might say, wait a minute, did I get in the right thing? When you get in under those ropes, it's a different story. So that's awesome that you were hungry from day one and you said, you know what, I belong here. So that's really amazing, man. So talk to us about your amateur career. Obviously, you're still there, but it's been vast. How many total fights have you had? And talk to us kind of about your traveling experiences.
I've had 62 fights now. I think it's 62.
Okay.
62 amateur fights. I'm like 52-9.
Okay. So 52-9. And where have you fought all around the United States? Have you gone out of the country?
No, not yet.
Okay. So have you fought? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I went to West Virginia, Ohio, Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay.
I fought obviously in Florida.
Yep.
Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, DC. Where else? I think that's it, but I fought a lot.
That is a lot. And I see, we'll talk about Teknique Boxing, obviously, and Coach JT in a minute. You guys have a van. Are you guys traveling in that van all around the country?
Yeah.
I see you're famous, man. You already got a sticker on the side of a van. I said, wow, man. When I was 15, I was trying to bag groceries. This guy's traveling the United States with a van with a picture on the side. That's pretty impressive, man. It sounds like some pro boxer stuff right there.
Our first trip in the van was to the Junior Olympic Nationals.
Wow.
My first national tournament with JT.
Wow. So how many fights did it take to get to that, to pursue that? I'm learning more about the amateur circuit. As you know, I work in the pro circuit, but talk to us about that. How did that process come about as well? I mean, obviously you started amateur boxing, you worked your way up, and then how do you get ranked? How does that work?
So the way it works is, so you have like a couple fights. So I mean, once you get past 10 fights, you open. You can fight anybody with like 1,000 fights, 100 fights.
Okay.
10 fights.
Very cool.
So I remember my first national tournament was in 2017. I lost the first day.
Oh man.
But JT wasn't with me because I think it was work. So I went with the Florida team.
Okay.
I went with the Florida team, and I fought a fight, but I didn't fight it how I was supposed to. I was backing up a lot. I wasn't fighting it how I wanted to.
Okay.
So I lost. And then the next year, I lost in regionals to go to the nationals. And then the year after that, to go to Junior Olympics. Then I won, and then we went in the van.
Okay.
And then I got second.
Wow.
So how you get points is, so at nationals, every fight you win, I don't know how much points it is, but the more fights you win at nationals, and if you win a national tournament, you get a lot of points, which I have.
Okay. And that kind of gives you your ranking nationally based on your performances at that level.
Yeah. So I'm ranked in 2 divisions, the 95 division and the 101.
Okay.
I'm ranked number 2 at the 95 and 5 at the 101.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Congratulations, man, on those efforts, and you'll have continued success. I mean, that's a big deal. So the next step after the Junior Olympics, or Junior Nationals, as far as the Junior Olympics, would be to go to compete for the Olympic team. Now, do you have to be 18? Is there a certain age for that, or?
Yeah. For the Olympic team, you got to be 18.
Okay.
I think, 18, which I'm not at all. So I can't go to the 2021 Olympics now.
Okay.
But they have a Team USA. You can make the Team USA.
Okay.
If you make Team USA, then you could travel around the country and fight for Team USA.
And that's part of the Junior Olympic program.
Yeah.
Essentially,
there's so in the summertime is the Junior Olympics, and then in December, which I'm going again this year, is Team USA.
Very cool. Wow. So there you have it. As we continue to learn about Carlos Lebron, everyone that's tuned in, if you have any questions, please, I see Coach JT. We'll give a shout out to him right now. I'm glad he's tuned in. We got to give him a shout. That's our man and your coach. He's the man. As we continue to learn about Carlos Lebron, an amateur fighter, and he's talking to us about his amateur experience and how he grew from that and essentially has turned it in a short period of time, within 7 or 8 years, as now competing at the Junior Olympic national level and is ranked. So huge shout out to you, Carlos. That's a big deal. You should be very proud of yourself. And we know you're going to continue to be successful. So as we move forward here, who would you say would you say at the level of the Junior Olympics has been your toughest opponents, or was there who would you say is your toughest fight through your amateur career thus far? You don't have to say a name, but can you recall a tough fight? I'm sure you've had many.
So my last national fight, the kid was awkward. And I was fighting at a weight class where I was barely 100 pounds. I was like 101 walking around.
Wow.
So I wasn't the stronger, but I could box. So I got far in the tournament from boxing. So he was awkward. He would like lean back and just like explode. So he was obviously the stronger one. So I would say that was my toughest fight. That would probably be my toughest fight.
Okay.
Right.
Did you, early on in your career, were you just walking people down? You were just taking them all out, huh? Or what would you say?
I would say yes. I mean, there was like a period of time where I didn't lose a fight. Like a whole year without losing a fight.
Wow. So, Southpaw, Orthodox, who would you say your style emulates the most to a professional fighter now? That's probably a tough question. You might have a few in the bag, but who comes to mind?
I have one.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Well, I have like the personality of Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
But I fight like Terrence Crawford because I switch a lot. I like to switch.
Okay. What brings to mind is the Gamboa fight. I'm sure you've seen it when he fought Gamboa. That was kind of his coming out party, and he switched it up. Mm-hmm. I believe he started the fight orthodox and then switched to southpaw. It worked a little, but people were like, what are you doing? I think by the third or fourth round, the whole fight turned.
Exactly.
So Yep, and that was his coming out party. Essentially, that was a huge fight, and it really you don't see a lot of that. So, would you say your style, by saying that you often switch it up mid fight? It just depends on the fight, right? I guess.
I mean, I switch every fight. Sometimes I'll come out southpaw, and if things go wrong, I switch to orthodox, and then I go back to southpaw to set up different punches.
Gotcha. So, how many southpaws have you faced? I mean, obviously you're ambidextrous, so do you see a lot of them at this level, or
true southpaws?
Kind of a rare breed, right? I would say you don't see a lot of them.
I fought two kids who switched to be southpaw.
Okay.
But every time they switched southpaw, I know what I was doing because my brother's southpaw.
Oh, there you go.
I know everything about southpaw.
That's awesome.
And my coaches too.
Definitely, yeah. As we know, that helps, right? That helps just a little bit in that transition. That's huge. You see a lot of guys that might only face in their pro career southpaw maybe 3 times, 4 times, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's huge, man. Yeah. That's you have 2 guys in your corner already that you want to come at me with the southpaw stance, knock yourself out. I'm going to knock you out. So very cool. So who are some fighters that you look up to, whether it's amateurs or pro? Who are some fighters that you look up to, Carlos?
I look up to Terrence Crawford a lot. I like Terrence Crawford a lot. I like Errol Spence too.
Okay.
He's a dog, and I like Sean Porter. Sean Porter, a dog. He'll come at you.
That guy doesn't stop. I remember watching him and Thurman go at it. That pace was absurd, man.
Exactly.
They every round. I mean, just going at it, the pace. Would you say that you set the pace a lot? You're coming forward. That's your style.
Thing is, if someone backs me up, that's my strong point. I can counterpunch a lot.
Okay.
So I'll go forward. I can go forward, but it's not as strong as when I'm going backwards.
Okay. So maybe a similar Juan Manuel Marquez. He would come forward, but he did have that counter punching ability that could knock you out. So whenever I hear that, I think that comes to mind. I don't know if you think the same, but you're the fighter. I'm not. So is there certain fighters that you study? Do you do a lot of studying, or you do, how do you operate? Do you study a lot of film, or what's kind of how do you operate?
So my coach always tells us, don't look at pro boxers because you're not fighting pro right now. Study people in your division or divisions you want to be in.
Very good. So is there other amateur fighters that you look up to in other weight classes, or guys who are some of those fighters that you think that you would seek out and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to learn something from watching them.
Definitely my homeboy, Angel Hernandez. He fights for Florida too.
Okay.
He's really good. He's orthodox, but he's a dog. Also, I study my coach a lot.
Yeah.
My coach.
He knows a few things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Solid fighter. I've had the pleasure to work in his corner. Actually against him in the opposite corner, with my job, not in the corner of the fighter he was facing per se. So what would you say is the most rewarding part of your boxing career thus far?
Just winning. I mean, it's all about winning and putting your name out there.
So you get a huge positive vibe from winning, obviously. Is there something specific per se? The positive energy, the nerves, the relationships you built with others. Is there anything else that comes to mind as far as the most rewarding?
I would say having the trust of my coach. That's something that not a lot of fighters have with their coach. They can't really tell the coach what they're seeing, and then their coach wouldn't get mad at them. But every time I tell them something, we'll fix up the game plan and quick like that.
That's awesome. So trust.
He tells me something in the ring to do it, and I do it like that, quick.
Very good. You actually led to my next question, your relationship with Coach JT. For those that don't know Coach JT, James Taylor is the head coach and owner of Teknique Boxing Gym, where Carlos Lebron trains out of in Clermont, Florida. Talk to us about your relationship with Coach JT and how that came about, and share with the viewers your relationship with him.
Well, from a very young age, my dad was in my life since I started boxing. And so JT bring that father figure mindset and that coach at the same time. So I mean, it's there's a lot of chemistry there. So I trust him with everything.
That's amazing, man, and I'm glad that he's a high character guy and he's in your corner. That's truly to have that trust between a fighter and the coach, let alone a personal relationship outside of the ring. How important that is. We see that time and time again. Last night, I was in the UFC Octagon, and Walt Harris with his coach and everything he's going through, and you could see that his coach obviously cares more about him than just a fighter, and that's huge, especially with someone dealing with those tough times. You saw it. It was very real, and I definitely know what you're talking about. That's awesome, and I'm glad to hear that you and your brother both working with a high-character guy like Coach JT. Talk to us about your teammates at Teknique Boxing Gym. You can also talk about your teammates with the junior Olympic team and kind of your relationship with them and the relationship you have at the gym.
Well, first I got to give a shout out to the Florida coach, Raymond. My coach trusts him with me.
Yeah.
And I trust that man because he knows a lot and he knows us since we were young. But I got my teammates at the gym. We have this one man, we call him White Tyson. He's huge. His name is Cam. He's huge, and when in the gym, he won't show his power, but he gets in that ring and he has a click that no one has. I've never seen it. And then we have this other guy named Happy, Roberto Dominguez. He's really good. He's a southpaw. He just started boxing not so long ago, maybe 2 or 3, 4 years ago.
Wow.
And he's gonna turn pro soon. He's really good.
Okay.
And then I have my brother, obviously, and then my other teammate, Honey Badger. They call him Honey Badger, Gabriel Montgomery. He's really good. He's Orthodox, and we're trying to get him to switch now.
Okay.
And it works. It's effective. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and I've seen some pictures. I've been to the gym. Obviously, you weren't there. It was a while. It was a few months back before all this stuff happened. I saw quite a few pictures of you guys and a lot of belts. So you guys got some serious hardware there on the amateur circuit. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, I got 9 belts.
Wow. Congratulations, man. That's special. That's special. So within a 7-year period, Carlos Lebron learned the sport of boxing, has jumped into the amateur circuit. We could be seeing him in the Olympics. Could see him turn pro in the next few years. We'll see what happens. It's very exciting, man. It's very exciting. And I'm glad to hear you with a solid team. Yeah, it sounds like you have relationships outside of the ring with your teammates as well.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time with most of these guys, or keep to yourself?
Yeah. I spend a lot of time with them because, at the gym, Coach always tells us that we're a family, so we got to stick together and work together. So we're a family, and that's all we do.
That's awesome. So at Teknique Boxing, I see also that Coach JT and Alan, good guy as well, they're very involved with the community. I know do you get involved with some of the activities they do outside of just training?
I help with the classes sometimes, most of the time. I help with the classes and I just help out, it's fun helping people.
Definitely, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. I see they do so much. They train 4-year-old kids, mothers, they train people that have Parkinson's. That's awesome to hear that you're in there and showing your skills and teaching others the great sport of boxing. That's really special. Cool. Carlos, talk to me about some of your short-term goals and also your long-term goals. So a 2-part question there.
Okay, so my short-term goal, which I will have success with this year, will be making the USA team. I want to wait. That's gonna for sure happen. We've been working hard, and it has to happen. Long-term goal is I'm gonna start at a low weight class, build myself up, and become like a 10-time world champion, and then be settled.
Okay.
In his life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I was actually informed a couple of weeks ago, the only Puerto Rican champion right now, and I should know his name. I And now I'm going to be more focused on these lower weight classes. I'm looking at you. I usually follow featherweight and up at the pro circuit at 126 and up.
Yeah.
I've gone to bantamweight at 118. I worked. There was a fight here in Orlando a couple years ago. It was with Maloney, the Australian fighter, and the Puerto Rican fighter at bantamweight. It's not coming to my name right now, but he was a world champion IBF. So I was able to follow more of the bantamweight division since then. Now, whenever you turn pro, I'll be following. Yeah, but the only Puerto Rican champ, I believe, is a strawweight right now. So it could be you in the near future.
What's his name?
You got me.
I think his name is something Ortiz. Something Ortiz.
I believe so, and I should know this. Like I said, I really haven't ever fought or followed below 118 pounds. So now I have you, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye out, man. So that's awesome. You're going to bring a name to the lower weight divisions, man, for sure.
For sure. And I've been looking at that guy because, I mean, if he's still pro when I turn pro, I mean, you got to take hold of it.
I like that attitude. Man. So talk to me. We'll wrap up here in a little bit. Carlos Lebron, amateur fighter in the 108-pound weight division out of Clermont, Florida. We'll wrap up with some fun questions here. Our fast facts. Where's a place you would like to visit that you've never been?
Colombia.
Okay. I've heard that one a few times. At Medellin, there's a couple large cities there that a lot of people have said they've wanted to go to Colombia. We've had an array of places people have said. From Morocco, Colombia, Dubai. Arturo Gotti Jr. just chimed in. He went to Dubai. So what's going on, Arturo? He actually just started his amateur career as well. So we had him on last month. Who is you said your favorite fighter? Obviously, you said Terrence Crawford would be. You'd probably put him up as number one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford and Lomachenko. Lomachenko under him, though.
And I'll give you a fun story. Teofimo Lopez, they're going to face each other. They're actually going to headline at the Garden back in April before all the virus came. He was actually fighting in Tampa as a pro 2 years ago. Worked in the corner with him.
He fought at a sweat boxing gym. In Miami, down that area.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that from a few people. So it's funny how the boxing world works, and I think a lot of people don't understand that you can go from fighting in front of 500 people, and they paid $20 to get in, to paying $500 and fighting in front of 20,000. And that's how it works within a year or two. It's kind of wild when you put it in perspective.
Yeah.
So your favorite food, Carlos?
Pizza.
Damn, it's good stuff.
When I don't have to make weight.
I'm glad I don't have to make weight. I can lose a few, but pizza's my favorite as well, man. What's the best place in Clermont and Orlando to get pizza? I'm out here a lot now, so I'm in Kissimmee and Orlando quite often.
Well, I like Domino's a lot.
Really?
Domino's I like Domino's.
Okay.
And I like this place called Napoli's.
Napoli's
Pizzeria at Clermont.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. We might grab a slice. Let's see. I'm gonna end up at the gym eventually here. I've been running. I'm trying to get in shape so I can get in there and throw the hands. Now I'm not gonna get in the ring with you, but I'll learn something from you.
All right.
So and to wrap up, what's something most people don't know about you?
I used to play basketball and football. I mean, people from school know that, but
okay,
not people in the boxing world. I used to play basketball and football, but I'm too small for that, so I gotta stay focused on boxing.
I love basketball too, man.
But Angel.
What's going on, Angel? Give a shout out to him. Anybody want to say hello to as well? Angel. Carlos, go ahead.
That's the amateur I look up to. Angel right there.
Awesome.
That's a dog right there.
Shout out to Angel. So as we wrap up here with the Sunday Sit Down series, we have Carlos Lebron. What would you like to say to other young people that are looking to get into boxing, or other boxers currently at the amateur level? What would you like to share with them? Some of your knowledge.
When you fight, you got to fight with a purpose. You can't just go in there and think it's going to be fun and games. And if you want to try it, just try it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try.
Definitely. The attitude is truly, it's amazing, man. And I'm glad you shared that with people. A lot of times they have a sense of fear. They don't want to get in the ring or the octagon. And you got to try. That's what matters most. And you'll figure out quickly if what you want to do or what you don't, like you said. Once you get hit, your response is a little bit different. And you learned that when you jumped in there the first time. So as we go through these tough times, Carlos, what would you like to say to those people that are actually, everybody that's going through this? What's your message to them as we wrap up today?
Just strive for greatness. Keep on doing what you were doing before. Obviously, you can't do everything you're doing before because of all this, but keep on working and stay your mind in one path. Don't go in separate paths.
Very good. Stay on the straight and narrow. Have a positive attitude and continue to push forward.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
We truly appreciate your time, Carlos. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Sunday Sit Down series. We have Carlos Lebron, an amateur fighter who could be in the Olympics in the very near future and or on the professional circuit. So we look forward to your continued success. From Team La Perla, we wish you all to stay safe and be blessed. And we thank you for your time. Like we said, Carlos Lebron, amateur boxer, 108-pound weight division. And we truly appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. Shout out to my boy Wolverine because he's been asking me. Angel, my coach, my boy Joe Bed, my brother, and whole Teknique Boxing fan.
Awesome, man. Great people, and I'll be over there sooner than later, and I'll learn a few things from you. So thank you for your time, brother.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye.